were close to the Romanian capital market. Superbet was close to the Romanian capital market with an issue of bonds a few years ago, and also recently big investment fund Blackstone joined the Superbet as shareholder. So can you tell us a bit about your strategy, what changed, and what your plans are in the near future?
Okay, thanks. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for the opportunity to present here and be part of this conference. So first of all, a quick intro about myself. I've been involved for the last 15 years in the digital space of the gaming. And I've been involved in both private and public companies. And I'm glad to join Superbet roughly 8 months back from now as a group CFO, where I'm in charge also about finance, legal, and risk. And to those of you who are not familiar with Superbet, so we are a sports-led gaming operator. We operate roughly above than 1,000 retail shops across Romania. And have combined this with a strong online offering that we offer to our customers as well. We offer an attractive product with unique technology, and we aim to introduce new innovative products to all of our customers. Superbet is also active in Poland, where we have also a retail offering, and we've recently launched an online offering as well in Poland. And we operate in other countries in Europe, following a recent acquisition with a company called Lucky 7, which I will speak about in a few minutes. On a high level, Superbet operates through 8 different offices across Europe and employs more than 4,000 employees, whereby most of the employees are based in Romania. And I think an important part for Superbet is that we develop our proprietary technology, which has our own tech solution that we can use to scale in different countries. So rightfully mentioned, around a year and a half ago, we were in a financing process. We're looking at different alternatives to raise capital for Superbet. And Blackstone has made their first investment into Romania, into Superbet, by a form of investing 175 million euros, which is a combination of debt and equity, where today actually Blackstone is a minority shareholder in Superbet, but a very instrumental partner in helping us grow, I'd say mainly on the M&A field, but also on commercial relationships through procurement, through banking, and many other relationships that Blackstone has as a sort of umbrella services that they provide to all their portfolio companies. So very happy to have Blackstone as one of our shareholders. But the main reason that we were looking for financing is actually market expansion. So we believe that the success in Romania can be replicated into new geographies. So Poland being one of them that I just mentioned, we've launched, but we are also looking into new geographies and planning very, very careful to do this, also organically, but also through M&A. This is where we would probably require additional capital. So based on the know-how and the unique technology that we have, we believe that Superbet can be not only a Romanian success, but in other countries as well, as I've mentioned. So the first step of this strategy was an investment in a company called Lucky 7, where in April we have invested into this fast-growing online company, which is now part of Superbet, called Lucky 7, and they operate in at least 8 new jurisdictions, online only, and we plan to first of all continue to supporting their growth based on our scale, technology, capital, etc. But this will also enable Superbet to have a much better penetration into these geographies. So I must say that, I mean, we cannot hold the conversation without mentioning COVID, like some of the other partners mentioned before. So let's put this way, I think COVID had its impact on Superbet as well. As many of you know, we had to close our retail shops during the emergency state, like many other businesses. And I would say that this was very important for us, first of all, to take the right measures to our customers, but also to our very valued employees. Shops are open now, and I think the business is up and growing. The most important part is the investment that Superbet has initiated in the last 3 or 4 years has enabled us to materially compensate the loss of, let's say, retail activity for the 3 months or 2.5 months that the shops were closed. So I'm happy to say on the positive side that Superbet is back on the right pace, and we're looking forward at an optimistical continuous growth for the rest of this year, obviously depending on events that we'll see how they will happen. Regarding your question about how we would potentially fund additional M&As. So yeah, we had in the previous some bonds, as you rightly mentioned, and we will certainly continue to look at the best financing options. So we do have some financing options, which would be probably Blackstone, which additional investment could be injected into the company. We are working very, very closely with our banks globally to continue our financing activity through our banking relationship, and potentially also bonds. So I wouldn't rule out future bonds to be part of our financing. So I think depending on the amount that we would require for future M&A, probably this would decide on the best way forward in terms of which avenue we should approach.
What about an IPO?
Good question. So obviously, typically for Blackstone, I would say, to invest in a company for, let's say, 3 to 4 years as an exit point from their perspective, part of an exit point would potentially be an IPO. So it either would be a refinancing of buying out Blackstone with a new fund that would come in. It potentially be buying out with another type of refinancing. But IPO is certainly one of the avenues that we would consider as part of that process. But that is slightly too early now. I would say down the line, probably 3-4 years, but we all know that an IPO usually takes time. So we definitely should be planning ahead of that. But I think it's on our roadmap to think about how can we grow Superbet. And I would not rule out an IPO for the future of Superbet. And we will definitely look at the local market to be probably as a strong Romanian company to be a very attractive market that we could think about.
Good news. Also, I would like to ask you if you, because you mentioned the COVID and the fact that the units were closed during the emergency state and even after, what expectations do you have from the authorities from now on, from the Romanian authorities?
Yeah. So, I mean, from our perspective, we are taking all the measures in our shop. We're taking all the distancing measures between people, all the mask requirement and sanitizing requirement. And I think we all understand that this is sort of an ecosystem that if shops would be closed, but it's not only the Superbet shops, but any other shops would be closed, etc., that would have an impact on not only on Superbet, but also on the economy. So I think assuming all the companies, including Superbet, if we continue to take the right measures and protect our customers, employees, I think we're basically on the right track. And I think what we've been seeing since the emergency state was lifted, things are more or less on the right path, at least from a Superbet perspective. So if you visit our shops, you probably see the right measures taken. So I would hope that the authorities would continue to support the ongoing, let's say, activities of the businesses, including Superbet.